Good morning. My name is Robert Stanley, and this is my week 2 assignment for FTE 217 Modern Sport Rifle. Today is Tuesday, September 17th. This week I have 3 parts to this video. First part is showing you a blown out view of my AR-10. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this, show you guys the blown out. I got my lower receiver, upper receiver, gas block, gas tube, barrel nut, bolt, charging handle, and my handguards. So there are a couple pieces I didn't take out. I didn't take off the ejection port cover. I didn't take out the magazine release. I didn't take out the trigger. I got my buffer in here, and my buffer spring. I didn't take out the tube or the buffer tube or the buttstock. Just a couple small parts that didn't feel necessary that needed to come out, as it's going to take time for me to put it back together, and I got to do that at the end of this video, so I'm trying to save myself some time. Second part of this video, I have to go over 6 parts of the weapon and how they affect or where they fall in the cycle of operations. I used a number generator, and the 6 parts I came up with, or the number generator came up with for me, were the forward assist pawl, the forward assist dent, the forward assist spring. I got the selector, the pivot pin, and the upper receiver itself. So for the first 3 parts, the forward assist pawl, the dent, and the spring, neither one of them play a factor in the cycle of operations. The forward assist is there solely for when you rack around for your first time, anywhere between your first and your 30th time. Now granted, after your first time, it's automatically going to chamber around for you, as this is a gas-operated semi-automatic weapon. But the forward assist is there in case the bolt doesn't fully close. It'll catch on these little grooves here on the bolt. You just give it a couple taps, and your bolt will close. So I mean, the pawl, the dent, and the spring, they play no factor. But here's your forward assist. The spring allows you to come out. The pawl, like I said, the pawl will connect onto those little grooves on your bolt. It'll push it forward. And the dent is a small little piece inside, connecting the pawl to your actual button here. Next thing I got was your selector. So here's your selector switch right here. It just allows you to put your weapon on safe, put your weapon on fire. The selector switch also does not have a major role within the cycle of operations. It's just there to put your weapon on fire so you can begin your cycle of operations. Again, no major impact on it. The next item I got, again, were the pivot pins. So I got my pivot pin here and my pivot pin here. The pivot pins, again, don't play a role in the cycle of operation. They're there to hold your upper receiver whether like this or fully put together. It holds the entirety, the completed upper receiver to the lower receiver. That's their sole purpose. There's no effect on the cycle of operations unless your pivot pins aren't pushed in and you try and put fire around and your upper receiver goes with the round after you pull the trigger. That's the only reason. Next thing I got, again, is your upper receiver. The upper receiver itself does not have a role in the cycle of operations, so it doesn't. The upper receiver itself does not chamber a round. It doesn't fire the round. It doesn't eject the round. This piece solely does not have a spot in the cycle of operations. Where the upper receiver plays a role with the cycle of operations is because it houses your bolt. It houses your charging handle. It allows for the round itself to be chambered here. So, I mean, here's your chamber, and your rounds will come in. So, I mean, it houses your rounds fed from the magazine. It holds the barrel in place. It holds your handguards. As far as its own step, there is no particular step that the upper receiver plays. Again, it houses the majority of the items that have a role in your cycle of operations. So from here, that was all 6 parts that I got. From here, I'm gonna quickly throw this rifle together. Again, to save time, I left a buffer tube, buttstock, buffer spring in, trigger, and the pivot pins. I left them in. If I didn't, it would take me 30 minutes to put this rifle together. So I'm gonna go ahead and begin and start getting this rifle put back together. So here I got my barrel with the barrel nut already on it. Get this slid in, locked in. My barrel nut will not be torqued right now, as I will be taking this back apart later. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to line up my groove here for my gas tube. I'm gonna go ahead and insert my gas block and my gas tube. Secure this down. Again, I'm not going to put anything on here tightly. I'm just going to secure them down just enough. Take my charging handle, throw that in, got my bolt, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw my handguards on. Handguards are held on by some screws. I'm just going to put a couple in, as I'm already over time here. And there you have it. Rifle back together. So, go ahead and I'm going to rest this on the block here. So there you have it. That was all 6 parts explained. Put the rifle back together pretty quickly. And showed you all the parts that I took apart. I hope y'all have a great day. And I'll see y'all soon.